Blue Box is one of, if not the best romance mangas that I have read in a while, and let me tell you why it's the best and why you should give it a shot. The overall synopsis of the series is basically about a young man named Taiki Inomata, a badminton player in his third year of junior high who has a massive crush on a girl named Chinatsu Kano, a first year in high school who plays basketball. The only two reasons he gets up early to go to the school gym every morning is to practice his badminton skills and to see Chinatsu. Although this quickly comes to a halt since Chinatsu's family is moving overseas for work. Taiki obviously doesn't like this, so he runs over to the gym and gives a huge and embarrassing speech to Chinatsu about nationals since she didn't make it the year before. Although the speech also got shot down because it turns out, thanks to Taiki mentioning nationals to her the night before, she decided to stay in Japan and live with a family friend. What Taiki doesn't know is that he is the family friend in question, and so the plot generally begins from there. Now, many people stray away from sports-related mangas and animes due to basic tropes or bullshit plot points and abilities that just don't make sense. Like how the main character would suddenly take a shit team to the nationals in a short amount of time, or just unrealistic moments within their story that stray people away from said series. The reason why Blue Box does this part of the genre well is because it's conditioned and isn't too involved in the sports aspect to the point where it oversaturates it. The sports aspect of the series is very realistic in my opinion and actually has a hard work ethic that gets put into it. Taiki and Chinatsu both face roadblocks in their respective games and constantly practice and work to change it. The romance and the sports genres of this manga work together very well because there isn't too much of one aspect without including the other. So it's generally a very balanced sort of series when it includes romance and sports. The story in general is realistic, and I think a refreshing manga like this is the reason why it's so good. Thankfully, there isn't a comical amount of fan service in the series, let alone any fan service at all. I don't really notice it much if there is any. It's very vanilla and relaxing. Like I mentioned earlier, the series is realistic and isn't crazy in the least. Many people are used to completely unrealistic circumstances within anime, and this is like a nice breath of fresh air. Most of it, if not all the moments within the manga, can and have actually happened in real life to many people across the world. Something I want to mention about this series that really reels me in as a reader is the unpredictable predictability of the series, which adds to the plot and current scenario. You may be wondering what I mean when I say unpredictable predictability. Basically, you have an anticipation or prediction about something that may either happen later in the chapter or later in that said arc. Now that prediction may come true, but in the most crazy and unpredictable manner that you could expect. So regardless of what prediction you put on the chapter, you could be right but get your mind blown, or you could be wrong and you would still get your mind blown either way. It's an aspect about the series that just amazes me every time I pick up and read a chapter. Something I noticed that many people also have picked up on this series is the importance of side characters within the story. In most anime and manga, there are only a couple of side characters that actually see a good amount of screen time and have influence on the main characters. With Blue Box, it's more widespread. Each character influences and interacts with the main characters more than you would think, which I'm pretty sure can relate to my previous point about the realism within the series. 9 times out of 10, people in real life have an influence over the way you think, care, and approach a scenario, whether or not they have a significant impact in your life. For example, classmates, rival players, teachers, students, they all influence the scenarios, plots, and almost everything else. Koji and Miura actually gave attention to these characters and added an atmosphere to them, which in my opinion is what more mangakas should be doing. Paying attention to the side characters, adding more atmosphere to them, and making them more important than the way they are right now. Which is why overall, Blue Box is a nice breath of fresh air, which I think many people need and overlook when it comes to a manga like this. Let me know your opinion on Blue Box in the comments below, and check the manga out if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.